What's up, guys, and welcome to my series on how to get started in the washer and dryer business. I'm going to be doing weekly videos on how to get started in this business, tricks and tips for how to make more money in it. Please remember to subscribe because I'm going to be putting out videos on this weekly. Hey guys, and tonight I am working late doing some washer and dryers over the weekend because I got a lot of real estate stuff that I'm doing this week. I fixed this one and tested this one and tested this one, and I have fixed these two. That one just finished its run and it's done testing. I tested on all 3 cycles, and this one is about to finish its run. Right now it's on the wrinkle guard thing, but I always let them run all the way to the end because sometimes timer motors will get weak and not be able to push it onto the off position. It'll get stuck right at the end. So I always like to let it run all the way to off, even though it's gotten to wrinkle guard and turn the heat off on it. Let it run all the way. But as far as cost, and then I'm fixing these in the order that I always recommend. Sort things out by types of dryers. When you've got a huge pile of washers and dryers, just fix dryers and just fix one type and go with the easiest type first. You can get that to the hard stuff if you have time for it. It's much more efficient to fix stuff that you can fix quickly than work on something for several hours it's hard to fix just because it's the next one that's closest to you. Go with the most efficient thing you can do first. Alright, so this one, I always make notes on things. Customer said it was overheating and blew 2 thermal fuses. So I cleaned it out. It was a little bit slapped up, and I also replaced, I noticed that the temperature was going up a little bit high, and I replaced the cycling thermostat on it. I had one, cost no money. So I already had the part for this. Even if I had to order the part, $10 part. This one, somebody installed a new heating element wrong in it. All I had to do was reinstall it right. It basically, it was pushed against one side of the heating element itself was pushed against the wall and was grounding itself out, so the heating element was always on. I literally pulled the heating element out, unbent where they accidentally, when they were probably putting it in, they bumped it really hard. Unbent it, put it back together, and boom, it's working. It was just a bent heat element. No money in that one. And this one, I have a note on it that says stuck, motor stuck. So the motor was stuck, and I could feel it. I knew it too. When I went to turn the drum, it was very stiff. So I was thinking a lot of times motors will burn up and they'll get very stiff. I was thinking, it's burned up motor. This is worst case scenario in these type of dryers. The motors will be anywhere from $25 to $40 on eBay used. And a lot of times I won't do it, especially with these older types. It's just not worth it at the end of the day. So I was thinking it was gonna be a big problem, but it turns out it was just somebody had pulled the lint filter out and let some stuff fall into it, and the fan was just wrapped up. And luckily, somebody didn't just hold down the button and burn up the motor. But it was literally, I unwrapped it. I did my usual. I clean out every dryer to make sure it's lint free. And again, no money to fix this dryer. This dryer is one of the ones that really, really bothers me. And I'm sure it really bothers a lot of service guys, that refurb guys that get them in. It just works. And when they just work and you're looking for the one problem, you're thinking you're missing the problem and this thing is going to act up eventually. I'm going to try it in this cycle. I'm going to try it in that cycle. Maybe the timer's going. I'm going to wiggle the timer a little bit. Let's try again here. So I've actually tested that one more than the 3 cycles. I think it's got 3. Yeah, it's got 3. So it's got 2 automatic cycles and 1 time cycle, and it's got an air dry, which doesn't really matter on testing. And I've tested it several times. Nothing's wrong with it. Usually what's happened here is a customer or a scrapper has brought me something that works because the person that owned the dryer had issues at their house with either, more than likely with a dryer, the electrical. They either didn't realize a breaker was thrown, assumed the dryer was just out, took it out to the road, or they had a burned up side of a plug, meaning a 220 or 240 had one side burned up and it was only getting 110, which the motors are 110 and they will run and a dryer will look like it's running like normal, but with no heat because the heating element will not come on. So this is very common. This is really a big headache. It's great because, again, I'm not paying any money to fix anything, but I also didn't pay any money to fix this one and that one over there. So it happens, but there's a lot more time invested to figure out that the dryer definitely has no problems. It's difficult. But last one, I'm working on this one right now. And this is why I always say to clean out an entire dryer, make sure it's all the places that lint could be built up, usually where the filters are is the main area, is cleaned out. Take the drums out, clean them out. So I'm just starting this, and I always don't plug a dryer in and turn it on until I have checked to make sure it is out of lint, and I've checked all the thermal fuses to make sure they're not blown. Because a thermal fuse being blown is usually a sign that it's stopped up, and you don't want to turn on a stopped up dryer. It's just going to make things worse. And check it out how bad this is. This is super stopped up. And if you think this is bad, look where the intake right here is. That is nothing coming through. That's bad. And how did I know this originally? Besides I took that pipe off, first thing I always do is I check the thermal fuses. This is obviously not plugged in. Check this thermal fuse, it was blown. Check this one, it's good. That's a weird, and sometimes they'll both be blown. The odds of that are so rare, but a lot of times it'll be this one blown instead. Either way, if one of them is blown, that is a sign of a overheating dryer. An overheating dryer is just like taking a hair dryer and putting your hand part way over it. The hair dryer and your hand is going to get very, very hot. A dryer is the exact same way. When thermal fuses start blowing, they're blowing for a reason. They're the symptom of a problem. They are not the problem. And it's so crazy when you become a refurber how many times you will see, and I'm sure this is not actually repairmen doing this. This is probably homeowners that just don't know not to do this. They will take a fuse out of line and just wire it together and bypass a thermal fuse, thinking they've solved the problem when they are just on the edge of catching on fire. They have no idea how close they're coming to catching on fire. And how many dryers I've seen fires get started in, they always start, here's the heating element, and they always start right here. There'll be a big black spot and flames will be howling up the side, and this will all be black. But don't do that if you're a repair guy. Always think, thermal fuse is out, this is a symptom of a problem, let's find what the problem is. And sometimes the dryer will not be stopped up, and the problem was not with the dryer, but it's going to be from the back of the dryer out of their house was stopped up. But that's it for today, guys. Not to get too preachy on stuff, but just so people know, you can shoot through these things so quickly just in your spare time. That's one of the best things about this business is you can use your spare time. Right now, it's dark out. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I was up and I fixed these three. These two I think I worked on yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I worked on these two. My days are just kind of blended together. And that one in the corner I have ordered parts for. I'm waiting for one roller to come in. But this is a great spare time business. If you have extra time and you're wanting to make money, literally you can walk out to your garage anytime you have extra time and make money. There's very few businesses that kind of allow for that. I don't care if customers are asleep. I don't care if customers are awake. You have extra time, you can make extra money. All right, that's it for today, guys. Please like, subscribe. If you have any questions at all, put them down below. If you want me to make a video on something in particular with this business, let me know. I'm kind of starting to move out of this business and into other things, and I want to really let everyone know exactly how to get into this thing. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Alright guys, thanks for watching, and please like, it really helps the channel. And if you want to subscribe, because I'm having a lot more of these videos coming out, click right here. I also have a playlist of all the washer and dryer, how to start in this business type videos that I made, and it is right here. Thanks for watching, guys.